create a character, and I do believe that's what the player's handbook recommends, so we're gonna follow that guidance. First things first, dwarves get a +2 increase to Constitution. They can live to about 350 years and reach maturity, or are considered young until the age of 50. That's just something we'll keep in mind for the background elements. Our base speed is 25 feet, which is going to be counteracted later on by our monk class, which I do quite enjoy. We have a dark vision of 60 feet, so we're gonna note that right here. Dark vision 60 feet. Then we also get dwarven resilience. Dwarven resilience. And dwarven combat training. Dwarven combat training. If you are new to this and you haven't yet created the character, I'm going quickly here. It's not really a tutorial video, but I've already made such videos where I go slower and more in-depth into what I'm doing. So if you're interested by that, you can find the links in the description to that video. Right now, I'm just filling the sheet because I want to get to the roleplay creation of this character concept. After combat training, we do get a tool proficiency. Here, I think something I would like for my monk would be, I think, a jeweler's kit. I do believe that is a possible choice. No, actually, it's not for dwarves. So we have smith's tools, brewer's supplies, or mason's tools. And I think the brewer's supply is something that's really interesting for this character. So that's what I'm gonna get. Brewer's supply. We get what this is. Then we also get stone gunning. Stone gunning. And languages, which are two setting dependent, so I'm not gonna bother right here. So that's our standard dwarf stuff. Then we have to choose between hill dwarves and mountain dwarves. Considering hill dwarves get a bonus to wisdom, which is useful for our monk abilities, I think that's what I'm gonna go for here. So we get a +1 increase to wisdom. And we also get dwarven toughness. Dwarven toughness. which increases our max hit points by 1 every level, which is very nice and is gonna fit right in for a monk who probably will have to go in the thick of battle. So I quite enjoyed this. Really, the Dwarf and Monk is not something I think of usually, but here that combination just seems to fit so perfectly. I quite enjoy what I'm finding out with this concept. Okay, so that's it for our class. Next, that's it for our race actually, and we're gonna look at our class. First thing we are going to do is place our stats in the 6 different statistics we can choose, because that will make the process easier from there. And this is when I like to choose my stats. So first things first, with a monk, we're gonna want some pretty high dexterity and also some pretty high wisdom. So what I think I'm going to do is just grab our 17 and place it in dexterity. That's gonna be the ability we use for attack rolls, so that's pretty important. And we're gonna get right off the bat a +3 to dexterity, which is very decent at level 1. We also have a +1 to wisdom, so an odd number would be good there to bump it, to make it even, and have the bonus associated with that. So I think I'm gonna take my 15 and bump it to a 16, which is also going to give a +3, which is gonna be great for our monk abilities, and especially our ki. Then we have our constitution that has a +2. And I do believe I'm gonna use my 14 for that. So we'll have decent hit points. 16, and that's gonna give us once again a +3, which is very good. I like it. This is like a very strong foundation for our character. So this is really perfect in my opinion. Then all we have to choose is what we're decent at and what is our weakness. So we can go pretty much either way here. We could put our weakness in strength and make it so we are weak in terms of brute force. That could be interesting, but I feel like that's a little bit typical. Maybe not actually. I was gonna say it might be a bit typical for monks to have high dexterity but low strength, but now that I think about it, I know a lot of monk characters that had also decent strength, so that could be our weakness. But I'm also thinking we might put it in intelligence, so we would be not the most knowledgeable, but we would make up for it with our wisdom, which lets us sense situations, not with our knowledge, but just with our perception, with our feelings. That could be an interesting one. We can also go charisma always. But I would like to have a charismatic dwarf. I feel like I would like a charismatic dwarf. So I'm not gonna go for that. Oh, tough decision here. I'm gonna put 113 here already. That's set in stone. That's locked in. No changing that. But next up, that's where it's a tough decision. I think I'm gonna put my 8 in intelligence. That's gonna be the weakness of our character. And I'm okay with that decision. That's good. So we have our statistics done here. That's gonna be good. We can now keep going. Oops. We can now keep going with our class features. So first things first, we get initial hit points of 8 plus our constitution modifier plus 1 thanks to our dwarven toughness. So all in all, we're starting with 12 hit points, which is very good at level 1. I'm quite glad with that. We do get 1d8 hit dice, which we have 1 of, and that's good. Then we don't get any armor proficiencies. We get simple weapons and short swords as weapon proficiencies. And we get 2 saving throws. We get strength. And we get dexterity. Which means with a proficiency bonus of +2 at level 1, that's a +3, that's a +5, +3, -1, +3, and +1. That works very well. Then we do have a proficiency with a tool of our choice, either an artisan's tool or a musical instrument. And since we have a monk, I think I really like to think they're really good with singing. That would be their musical instrument proficiency. I really like this idea of a monk who can just make like chants, kind of Gregorian chants, but not necessarily that medieval European style, but just able to sing. I really like that. So we're gonna give them a proficiency with singing right here. And then we get 2 skills between acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth. So I don't think our monk is a scholar. I think they don't particularly fit that, and in line with that, I don't think I'm gonna go for history or religion. Now we could go for athletics because of the dwarven side and help them a little bit with strength checks. idea of what I would like for them. Insight is always a good choice. Stealth is always a good choice, but I don't think I'm gonna go for that. I think here I'm gonna go for athletics and insight. Those are the two skills I'm gonna choose for now. Alright. And that's it for our proficiencies. Next we go to our equipment. First we get a short sword or any simple weapon. And since we have a dwarf, I really like the idea of a monk fighting with a hand axe. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hand axe, and that's a since we do get our martial arts, we can use dexterity instead of strength. So we'll have a +5 bonus to damage, to attacks, actually. And we also can use that for our damage roll. So 1d6 plus 3. There we go. I quite enjoyed the idea of a dwarf that has this dwarven heritage and uses axes, but is also more on the finesse side, I guess, and can use dexterity to fight with a lighter axe. That's just chef's kiss. I love that idea. Then we do get a Dungeoneers or Explorers pack, so we're gonna go for the Explorers pack. That's always a safe bet. That got a little bit into the feature box, but oh well. And we get 10 darts. So darts plus 5 to attack. Whoa. 1d4 plus 3. Alright. So first ability feature we get from the monk is unarmed defense. Unarmored defense. Wow, that was tough. Defense, which allows us to add our wisdom modifier to our AC if we don't wear any armor. Considering we do not wear any armor, that's gonna give us a base AC of 16, which is very good at level 1. We also can fill out our initiative now of +3. And that's taking a good shape already. We're almost there. We also get the martial arts feature, which lets us use dexterity for attacks made with our fists or unarmed strike, and also simple weapons. So that's why we can use the hand axe with dexterity. It also lets us roll a d4 instead of normal damage for unarmed strike and simple weapons. Right now it's not good because our hand axe already deals 1d6, but it scales, so later on that might become useful. And we can also use a bonus attack to make an unarmed strike if we use the attack action with an unarmed strike or simple weapon. So that is it for the perception would be a great choice here. We also get 2 proficiencies with a gaming set and vehicles on land, which I'm not gonna take time to write, but we also take 10 gold pieces. And with that we have our mechanic elements of our character. Now, I have a little bit of a roleplay background in mind for this character. I would really like this dwarf to be part of a monk traveling militia, kind of. Not swords for hire, but dwarves traveling the land to protect the kingdom from threats, invaders, creatures, and that kind of stuff. An ancient order of monks who have this special mission to just defend the dwarven kingdom. That's what I had in mind with this combination of monk, dwarf, and soldier. So he's part of this group, and they all fight together to keep the people safe in the kingdom. And so he's trained in the ways of fighting, and that's why he has this monk class. And it's like a very particular style of fighting in my head, trying to fit the dwarf heritage and the more dexterous monk abilities. So they could have something very particular. They could be very well known. This troop of monk to be like the ultimate nomad defenders of the kingdom. Maybe they're in a kingdom that also has guards and a military that assures the peace, but they really go from town to town, trying to keep the roads safe and trying to solve maybe weirder problems that the military just cannot really handle on their own. And so that's what I have in mind for this character, and that's really a very interesting foundation for a character in my head. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoy this character concept just as much as I do now. I would love to take character name ideas for this character, so let me know in the comments if you have any name ideas, and maybe sometime soon I'll make an update to tell you what name I've picked for this character.